think I'm a fake queer, but I'm terrified of losing my community and identity. A few years ago I, M26, had a chaotic long-term relationship with a trans guy who at the time still looked pretty feminine. I considered myself straight, maybe a little curious and definitely attracted to androgyny, but generally attracted to women and female genitals, and turned off by masculine men. He insisted that to date him I was bisexual by default, and I was already a pretty sensitive artsy feminine guy who had spent plenty of time hanging around the queer community, so I ran with it. I leaned into my new identity, came out to my parents, started going to exclusively queer events, clubs, marches. I would sit at parties with the other queers and snicker about how awful and naive and toxic all the shits are. Mardi Gras parade was the biggest night of the year, and I would make a point of only living in queer-exclusive share houses in the gayest part of the city and fight for queer-friendly rules and pride flags at all my workplaces and talk on and on about gender as a malleable social construct, which I do 100% believe. I was just annoying about it. I was well known in my local community as a flamboyantly bisexual man and I loved it. My boyfriend started taking testosterone and looking significantly more masculine while also upping his alcohol and substances intake, and things started to get unhinged. The relationship went up in flames just over a year ago. With the dust settling, I'm starting to realize I'm not as bisexual as I think I am. I'm still deep in the community, and genuinely feel far more comfortable dressing gay and going to queer events, but I'm starting to think that deep down I'm just a straight guy who's attracted to androgynous women and is much more in touch with my feminine side than most. I've had 2 healthy relationships with women since the breakup and it feels right. I don't seek out intimacy with men or have particularly gay thoughts. The imposter syndrome is crushing, but I have no idea what to do. I love being a queer man and I love my community, but I feel like such a poser, especially with a lot of discussion around the heterogentrification of queer spaces. Like lots of gay nightclubs are now full of straight people since being gay is so much more accepted now and the music is better. As well as more than a few mentions of straight guys masquerading as vaguely queer, so women will put their guards down. I can't help but feel like part of the problem. I feel lost.